Alright, I've been talking for 2 minutes and forgot to hit record. Here we go again. Alright, so you got a movie in the can. Now it's time for post production. I'm not really going to get into the technical aspect or editing theory. There's plenty of other people that can talk about that better than I can. Unless you've got an editor or editors doing this for you, you're likely going to be doing this all on your own, especially if you want to and can. But a lot of the same rules apply here as they do in production. If you do have editors working for you, it's very helpful for them if you are slating your shots during production. If you're editing, it's not super necessary, but it still helps. Spend the time up front in organizing all of your footage. Even if you are the one editing it and you don't have an editor working for you, this is going to save a lot of time. This goes two ways. You want the same folder structure you have on your hard drive as you do in your NLE, whatever you're using, Premiere, DaVinci, Final Cut Pro, God help you. It's just best practice to mirror everything as they are in those separate places. Put things in the right bins. You can lay things out in a sequence and use markers, whatever method you or your editor wants to use. To each their own. Just do something so things aren't all over the place. For Christ's sake, have backups. If you are already having this practice in place during production, this should be a no-brainer. You want everything to be in multiple locations at all times. Shit happens. Often. Have a high-speed internal working drive if you can while editing, and a high-capacity hard drive or RAID for your backups and storage. Mirror things as much as possible as you're going. Keep things as redundant as possible. This is the time to play and have fun, especially if you went with the sandbox collaborative approach on set. You might have a lot of different shots and takes that you can play around with. There's nothing wrong with sticking to the script if that's your vision, but you can still play around with things if you want to. There's always a chance you might find something's working better than you thought before. Nothing's final until you've labeled it final for the 13th time. Watch movies that are similar to yours or ones that have inspired you, and research editing techniques. Everybody borrows. Even if you're editing everything yourself and you want to, there are certain areas that are best just to leave to someone else, and those are sound design, music, and color. If you can do all of those and do them well, do it if you want. But just like production, you aren't going to do it as good as someone, and that's their only job. Someone who specializes in those areas is going to take those areas to the next level, so don't overlook them. Like almost everything, color is very subjective. What looks good to you might not look good to someone else, and vice versa. If you or your editor or colorist knows what they're doing and knows it well, at least your colors will be accurate. And if they're accurate, there's a lot more time to play around. Like writing, edit and re-edit again and again. Your first edit will not be good. I don't care what you or anyone else says. Edit until you know it. And even after that, you'll probably want to keep editing and changing things. Just don't Lucas it. You have to have a stopping point at some point. Just like writing, show your edits to those you trust and whose opinions you trust, and listen to their input. Take breaks. And I don't just mean like, work for an hour, come back to it, that kind of thing. Leave it be for a day or a few days and come back to it. Chances are you're going to find things you want to change, add, and more importantly, delete. Have a favorite part? Great. Delete it. One of the hardest parts about the editing process is letting go of things. Even if you have a beautiful shot that you really want to use and you love it, it doesn't mean it belongs in your story. If something doesn't add to the overall story you're trying to tell, it doesn't matter. It doesn't belong. Don't hold on to things in your movie just because it looks or sounds great. Story first. Credits. Contrary to a lot of popular belief, you can put credits on your short film, but just don't list your name for everything. It looks unprofessional. If you have a small team, use few credits. No one wants to see your name 30 times in the credits. Home stretch. Last page. So you got a finished movie. Now what? Hopefully before you decided to make a short film, you've realized that you aren't going to make much money on it, if not anything at all. There are certain festivals that'll pay you a small amount to screen your short film, and others give cash prizes. There also are some other online outlets that will pay you to screen your short film, and until recently you were able to upload your movie to Amazon Prime, but unfortunately that's not an option anymore. Film festivals. Are they worth it? Yes and no. Most film festivals only exist to take your money and aren't worth your time, especially the monthly or bi-monthly seasonal ones. There are some that offer exposure or claim to offer exposure, but still tread lightly. Festival costs can add up quickly and take out a big chunk of your budget, so only submit to the ones you really want to submit to. Be choosy. Do your research and only submit to the best genre-specific festivals. Be realistic. Unless your last name is Tarantino, you aren't going to get into the higher echelon film festivals like South by Southwest, Cannes, Sundance, all those kind of things. Don't expect your life to change. You may win awards, you may win a lot of them, but that doesn't mean you're going to be skyrocketed into stardom after that, so just hamper your expectations. Aside from the rarity of making a little bit of money, winning film festivals is hardly anything other than bragging rights, and a lot of laurels looks good on your poster or YouTube thumbnail. That's about it. Online festivals are nice, but in-person ones are better. The best thing about festivals is networking and meeting other people in the industry. You never know what beautiful relationship is going to begin at a film festival. Go to your screenings, no matter how far. If you don't want to go far, just don't enter them. Showing your face and backing your film says a lot about you as a creator and dedication to your craft. And it's great practice for later down the road when you do get into those big festivals, especially if there's networking events or a lot of Q&As. Just do it, even if you don't want to do it. You never know what's going to come out of it, so do your best to get over that stage fright if you have it. Online release. Releasing your film online, like YouTube or Vimeo, can get you a lot more views than any film festival could, and it's much cheaper. Unless you get lucky and get your film on YouTube suggested videos or Vimeo's pick of the month or a playlist, you're going to have to put in a lot of the legwork promoting your film. Promotion. Hit social media and hit it hard. You can edit short social teasers or little behind the scenes videos, anything to get the buzz going for your film. Paid advertisements can get you a good amount of extra views, but they can get expensive and add up, so be careful. Hit filmmaking forums and Reddit. Talk about your film, talk about other films, share experiences, just engage with the community. Once others see that you aren't just aimlessly promoting your own work and actually care for your work will happen naturally. Word of mouth. Spread the word to friends, family, colleagues, your dentist, whatever. It's free publicity. Oh, last one. I'll wait. Most importantly, don't let this whole experience give you an ego. Yes, you're a real filmmaker now, but that doesn't make you better than anybody else. You've made a movie, not solved world hunger. Be proud, yet humble. If someone is interested in what you do that you can't gain anything from, still talk to them about it. Treat everyone with respect. Don't lose sight of being a good person, because in the end, even if you aren't the best at what you do, people are going to want to work with you because you're a good and fun person to work with. And that goes a much longer way than any amount of YouTube views or festival laurels can get you. And that is the end. Hopefully, someone enjoys this long-ass, drawn-out video, and hopefully it makes sense and has been mildly entertaining. If so, feel free to give a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And with that, cheers. Drink 'em if you got 'em.